Hello, everybody. Mark Sussman with Willamette Week. Delighted to be here with Itzel Chavez Gomez, who works with, you'll correct my pronunciation, Itzel, Adelante Mujeres,
Yes,
which
perfect.
is a rough translation is women flourish. Is that a
Women rise up.
women
That's,
rise up?
yeah.
We're talking to Itzel because, as many of our viewers know, Willamette Week for more than a decade has created and built Give Guide, which is our annual philanthropic effort to raise money for local nonprofits. And we're featuring on Distant Voices some of the nonprofits. And Itzel is with Adelante Mujeres, which is a nonprofit that specifically focuses on empowering Latina women. Can you give us a
Mhm.
little bit more, if you would, please?
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, you pretty much nailed it. So yeah, our mission is to empower Latina women. We're essentially working to build a more just society by empowering Latinas to lead in our community. We've noticed that there are not enough Latinas in positions of leadership, and so our organization is structured around that. We we've realized that through education and through enterprise opportunities and through leadership, we are able to empower Latina women and their families to become leaders in our communities. And so enterprise, education, and leadership are just three of our main components. And within that, we have a whole bunch of sub programming. Chicas, that falls into that. We have adult education programs. We have small business program. We have a Nourish the Community program. So there's all these different little um, facets or programs within our organization that all work to, again, empower Latinas to lead in our community.
And do you have a particular focus? I mean, are you targeting first generation immigrants? Are these
Yeah, so
are these women who for whom English is a second language typically?
Yeah, so for the most part, the majority of our participants do fall under that category, but we essentially target female identifying, non-binary Latina women. So whoever identifies in that category, we have services for them. And so one of our big components is adult education, and so we do help women learn English, get their GEDs. So whatever the need is for the women, we address it.
So Itzel, I'm going to ask you the one controversial question of the morning.
Yeah, go for
Yours
it.
is an organization that is doing good work at helping people mainstream into society, and obviously teaching them the native tongue of English is hugely important for people to get mainstream. So good on you. But what if you're a Latina man? Uh, so you're not a chica,
Yeah.
but you have the same challenges.
Mhm,
Where do you go?
mhm. Yeah, that's a great question. And we actually do get that asked quite often, especially with our youth programs, with our youth services. And if you look, historically and currently, um, Latina women experience a lot of discrimination on the basis of being women, of being Latina. So there's a lot of intersecting identities that Latina women hold, um, and they, you know, we are, I guess you would say, there's a lot of things we experience that Latino men particularly don't experience, and so we see women as, um, typically in the Latino household, women are like they keep the family unit together, and so when empowering the women, we empower the whole household. If men require services, we do usually refer out to partnering organizations that can meet their needs. Um, but our main focus is to really empower women to speak out, to be in positions of leadership, um, and we see that solution to this problem that we have not only within our own Latino community, but within across the nation, with not having a lot of women in positions of leadership, especially women of color. And as I mentioned earlier, the Latino population is growing, and we hope to see people in position that look like us, that speak like us, that are more representative of the population that they're serving. And so yeah, and I guess when usually we're faced with these questions, why aren't you serving men? Well, it's not for a lack of trying. Our organization was started by women, and even within our Chicas program, we're all women. And so we welcome any male who would like to create an organization, who would like to partner with us, who would like to create programming, because it doesn't seem very appropriate for us as women to be educating men on what, you know, we don't really know what it's like to be a male. So we really just encourage, men to step up to positions of leadership, and to support support their fellow males as well, I guess.
Itzel, how does your nonprofit define success?
That's a great question. You know, Success is the ability to be educated, and to have the ability to make informed decisions on your own, um, to be able to not be held back because of barriers such as language, such as socioeconomic status, um, to be able to really achieve what you want to achieve, to be success, to be to have a vision, to have a dream, and then to go for it and not feel like you're being held back, for other circumstances or other barriers. And so that's really where our, how we approach, the need in the community.
Do you have a financial fundraising goal for Give Guide for this year? How much money you hope to raise?
Yes, yes. So we're hoping to raise $60,000 this year. And this money will really go towards supporting programs, like the ones I mentioned. It'll help students go to college. It'll help families start up their own business. It'll help women, um, you know, um, achieve an education that they were never able to achieve. It'll help our preschool students stay in classroom, be in classrooms while their parents are out working. So it really goes towards uh, supporting our organization, but ultimately empowering the whole Latino community that we serve.